Hello, 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 hello. It's just me again. Oh, the philosopher painting. Not doing too much painting, but I just want to do a quick clip. I've done a bit of painting, a bit of work on the painting. It's not looking too bad. Been doing a bit of work on the mountains, which I've got them looking pretty nice, I feel. Obviously, still quite a lot of work to do on it, but I wanted to just talk about P Diddy and all that craziness, man. It's mental, isn't it? P Diddy. I mean, it's criminal that he's been getting away with it for so long. It's criminal that was it's terrible what he was doing. Usher and Bieber. It's I mean, he's that Justin's Bieber's mum and dad or mum should be getting done for neglect and aiding and abetting, allowing that boy to be in that position. Who lets your kid be around them? And Creepywood, the whole of Hollywood, all of them, they're all it's what's going on with it all. All these people carrying on in all these ways. It's sickening, isn't it? I mean, I know we're young at times and we want to go out there and have a bit of fun and all that, but I mean, it goes beyond the joke, doesn't it? I mean, a lot of this, it's absolutely terrible. It's heartbreaking to know that, them poor young boys who have to suffer, and it's rife in the system in so many places. So, I mean, it's. I mean, are we not all feeling this kind of stuff that's going on in the world at the moment? Are we all? I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming up, isn't there? There's been a lot of stuff coming up for a long, long time, and it's hard to focus on stuff like this and to be in a good place, and while you're very aware of all these terrible things that are going on out there, and it's not just obviously Diddy and his bunch and all of the Hollywood and it's the governments, it's the whole. I mean, ever since COVID, the vaccine. I mean, the world's just gone mental. I was always in touch with a lot of the alternative medias and so-called conspiracy theories for quite a few years, and you know, never been never been naive to a lot of the terrible stuff going on. But you think about it, you've got you had Jimmy Savile in in England. There, he's all. Uh, um, he was all in with the royals. He was doing what he was doing in the Buckingham Palace. He's like I figured he was like their queen jester, like the court's jester. That fella, I mean, this stuff runs so deep. Yeah, I know this is way off the old painting, but it's just crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. It's a crazy, crazy. I mean, and I don't know if you know Cat Williams and what he's come out, and I think there's just going to come. There's going to be so much more of it coming out over the next. It's just going to keep coming up and out, and I feel it's a time of light. It's like the people are waking up. Not this woke stuff, all that mad crap that they're trying to encourage on people, and they're trying to keep you in a low level state of consciousness. Yeah, so it's all about your state of consciousness, and a lower level state of consciousness are people that are craving for all that sort of stuff. They're all reactive, impulsive, aggressive, you know, desirables, and they claim things, they own it, they want it. It's all low level stuff. When you're rising up, you're overcoming all of that. You don't want all of these things. Like, and this is what it's about now. It's about rising up, developing in your conscious state, understanding, becoming more and more understanding, not being driven by this body of ours, yeah, not being driven by that, you know, not being driven by all your desires, all these things that you can have in life. I mean, and they never satisfy you. They will not satisfy you. They will not do for you. It's like a fire that just needs fueling, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it needs more and more fuel all the time. You're never going to be satisfied. I mean, I know I sort of, we all want a bit of money in life, don't we? We all want some credit to be able to live and to be able to experience and be able to get out there. But there's more to life than all of that. I mean, some of the best times you ever have in life is just when down the park playing football or having a bit of time with your mates, sitting on the beach. Really, the best things in life don't cost nothing. The best things in life is to be in a good place up here. The best things in life is to have a good attitude and to be able to love and to be kind and to be thoughtful. They're the best things. I've had some. I put a car for sale on the local Facebook marketplace. Some guy gets in touch. Oh, really interested in your car. seemed a bit too interested, to be honest. So here's a warning, you know, if you're, he's, he's like, oh, you're really interested in your car. Played it quite well, I'd admit. He's like, oh, anything that needs to be, I'd like to come and have a look at it. Anything I should know about before I come and have a look. And I was like, anything extra? And I was like, oh, you're actually thinking about it. Um, you know, the electric seat is a little bit dodgy and one of the ball joints creak. And he's like, oh, yeah, all right, great, sounds good. Um, I'll come by tomorrow. I'm happy to transfer the money. Now, when someone done that, I thought, hey, he's trying to sort of lead me in, yeah? And so straight away, alarm bells went. And I'm like, oh, great, yeah, sounds good. He goes, but could you get a CV report? And the CV report is like, and it cost $80. And he sent me this link to this website. And I'm like, no, mate, I'm not getting a CV report. If you want to, if you're interested in the car, come and have a look at it. And I know, well, you get the CV report. I've got to drive over and and I was like, and I pay for the CV. Well, I said, well, if you're willing to pay for the CV report, then you just get the CV report. And then it went cold, you know. He didn't really want to. And he's like, well, trust me. I went, I don't trust people, mate. I don't trust people, and that's how you got to be. You can't trust people. You know, you can trust your close loved ones, but and that's if they're of good nature. You can't even trust your loved ones if they're not of good nature. They'll stitch you up and throw you under a bus. A lot of people's families, and I've known lots of different people in my life, and they will, mate. People, you know, they were saying take the eye out of his mother's head. You know, they take the eye out. That's what Chris Rock used to say. So, Chris, if you ever come across these videos, I've mentioned you, mate. But it's true. There's a lot of no good, low-level people out there, and we've been encouraged with all this crap TV to be, you know, to it's all been selling sex, isn't it? Like, you know, and all this transvestite stuff. Which I used to go out clubbing years ago and all that, and used to get it all knocking about. Used to, you know, but it's but they weren't like it was pushed upon you like it's been pushed upon you now. Like you have to listen to these. You have to respect and call them lays and whatever they are, and it's a bit ridiculous. No one's got really the right to be telling you what to say or do. You've got your own freedom of expression, freedom of movement. Learn about your rights. You need to learn your rights. If you don't know your rights, you have none. We're seeing, we're discovering how corrupt this system is out there. The way the enforcement agency, the government corporations, I mean, there's a lot of info out there that's worth looking into because it will liberate you. And knowledge is king, yeah? And if you become knowledgeable and you're aware of things, you'll overcome all your fears, you know, and you won't be susceptible to all this crap, all right? Don't be easily led in life. You want to go and have some fun, do, but if you're being, just don't be getting, don't, you know, don't be getting. I mean, I'm seeing guys now, and it's like they're walking around and putting eyeliners on and all this other type of stuff, and it's a bit like the man in a lot of people is being taken out, and I'm like, you know, you want to have some strength about you, whether you're male or female, whether you're, you know, man or woman, you need to have some strength about you, and you need to be good-hearted. Only good comes from good, and bad from bad. Yeah. So if you go out there and you've got bad actions and you've got bad thoughts, you're going to have bad things come to you. The law of attraction is going to work in that nature, and wondering why crap happens to you, and it's because, well, you just think crap. So think nicely, think. I mean, obviously we can indulge in these subjects, but I mean, I look at all these Hollywood stars and all these people in this music industry, and I'm like, they're you know, everybody, especially when you're young, you go out, you want to have a bit of fun. You're going to, you know, have some experiments or whatever, you know, you're going to experiment in life a bit. I mean, I wouldn't encourage you to go out and, you know, to take too much of anything, you know, you're abusing and neglecting stuff. So, you know, you neglect yourself and you abuse all these other things, and you will live to regret it. Like, but if you don't go too bad, you can get through it and you can grow and learn from your actions. But if you go real deep into it all and stuff, mate, you just got such a painful, you know, you got such a painful journey on coming back out of it to acknowledge all them things you've done in life. So I really highly encourage you to be smart with your choices. I've got 4 beautiful children. I want to bring them up to be, you know, good, sensible people. but I want them to go out there and live life and live a little bit on the edge, have some fun, you know, do some stuff, but think about others, be kind and decent and that, yeah. We all need to make a change. We all need people just need to start being thoughtful. Now, all suffering comes from selfishness. Okay, even if you're not doing things bad, but if you're self-centered, you'll have a lot of self-pity. You feel like you're owed, you're entitled. All these things that we have in life all comes from selfishness. If you're in a mental condition where you're not feeling too great about yourself, you're thinking about you. Whether you go and think about some trees, or you go and watch this, or you're thinking of you're having an outward kind of thought process. You're not having a inward thought process. You ain't gonna. It's not selfish. I mean, we can think about personal growth and that sort of stuff, but there's. It's really good to have a constructive kind of good attitude in life. All right. So I just wanted to put this message out there because this stuff is heartbreaking that's going on. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Like and a lot of people, don't care so much about some of these people that put themselves in these positions in life and say, well, they wanted this and they wanted that, but they don't know what they're getting themselves into. People living life, they don't know what they're doing in advance. So, look, just don't do it. Just as soon as things start going a little bit crap in life and you start, I really highly encourage you not to just to be a little bit sensible with things in life. All right, do some art. Yeah, let's do some art. Let's do some. At my mountains, not looking bad, are they? And that bit of cloud, I'm not doing too bad. It's coming together. It's got obviously a lot of work to go on it, but here's where we're at. Okay, and so this is my little workplace. Look, I'm self-taught. This is my 8th. I've completed 7 paintings, and this is going to be the 8th one I've completed. I have had a couple of fails. That was a bit of a fail, and it ends up with a bit too much texture, and I'm like, oh, stuff it, I'll just leave that there to remind myself on to take your time. All right, so this one's coming together, and it's going to look great. And at the moment, it's still early days, but there's a fair bit of time. I spent 2 hours on this little area, a couple of hours, and I was in here the other night, and I'd done it. I spent 2 hours, and I come in the morning, and I thought it looked good, but then I wasn't quite happy with it, and I sort of half scraped it back off again and started again. It took me a bit quicker the second time, but it's hard to see if you zone in a bit. Look, it's looking pretty good, eh? It's not too bad for a beginner. I am a beginner, and this is a tree. I like to let you know that is not a lamppost. All right, and that's a nice. I see that bench there. That was a right challenge getting that angle on that bench. I had to draw that on a piece of paper. So what you want to do, certain things that you're going to be painting or practice the little drawing in advance and see how well you can get it before you start messing around on your canvas. Because I would have messed around on the canvas for ages. So I practiced drawing that bench, and you can just see, look, it's got like it's curved, and it's got a nice little curve on it. And these are lovely benches down there, and this is going to look quite nice, but that grass is far too green. And when you have a look on these phones, it really shows me the colour much more. Like as soon as I looked on here, I was like, oh, that is far too green. And so sometimes if you're doing a painting, have a look for your video on your phone, and it's sort of, this phone is a Samsung, and it enhances the colour quite a bit, but I think it somewhat exposes to me a little bit better because my eyes are a little bit dodgy. But anyway, there's enough chat for now, so I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much. I hope you're well. I hope you're good in life. If you have already made a lot of bad choices and stuff like that, well, we can pick ourselves up, and we learn from them, and we can be useful and helpful and loving and caring to others and be able to give them some good advice. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie, The Basketball Diaries, a really good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio in his early days, and about a guy, but a really, really good movie. And there's so many people out there that have done a lot of messed up stuff, so-called messed up stuff, that can become really helpful for others out there. Yeah, so it's not all doom and gloom, even if you have gone through a rocky path. I've had a rocky path myself in life, and You know, I had to start reading books and all sorts of stuff, and it's given me a decent amount of understanding in life. I look back and think, oh God, you know, it's a good job I weren't in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Because I was the sort of character. If I'd been in Hollywood, I would have got up to a load of stuff. I'd imagine, you know, that I probably would have later on regretted. So you know, we can't just keep judging these people as though they're all scumbags. It's easy to, you know, think, oh yeah, let's just go do these things, and you know, one thing leads to another. But you know, before you know it, people are so far down a dark road that it's like, oh, you know, they've got lost down there. So, and then you've got to head back to the light. You know, you turn around, and the light is there. But on the way back through that light, you got when you wake up and you start going back, everything you've ever done is going to come back to you, and you're going to. It's like you have to take the responsibility for it and acknowledge your choices. You know. So, anyway, much love. Yeah, all the best, and thank you if you've managed to stay the full 16 minutes or whatever I've noticed there. So anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you very much for listening. You can give us a thumbs up if you like. I think they do help with the channels and so on and forth. And if you'd like to subscribe, that'd be very nice too. So anyway, love you. Yeah, whoever you are, I do love you. I love you all out there. I don't necessarily like them, but I look at us all as all good, loving. There's souls in every single one of us, and as much as they can be deep down in many, they're still in there, and we got to bring them all up. Okay, so it's the we're in the period of Aquarius apparently at the beginning of that. We are in the time of waking. It's springtime on the great 26,000 year, and you know, times are changing. Yeah, and that's why all this stuff's coming to light. It's all going to be eradicated when the light comes. It, you know, like UV light, like light will destroy bacteria and stuff like that. It does it, and that's what's happening now. So, anyway, I do go on. So I'm going to go. All right, and as I say, thank you very much. All the best.